We then entered an adjoining building where Dr. Karl Klauberg conducted his medical experiments. The building had also been used to accommodate prisoners, and our guide led us to their dimly lit quarters where confiscated property was piled behind glass. One display contained an enormous quantity of spectacles. Another contained piles of human hair, some of it still braided. While my colleagues lingered, my wife and I proceeded to the next room, which was filled with suitcases. Prisoners were obliged to mark their baggage to make sure it didn't get lost, at least that's what they were told, so each piece of luggage bore its owner's name and country of origin. My attention was quickly drawn to a large brown suitcase situated at the front. Astonishment glued me to the spot. The suitcase was from the Netherlands and was inscribed with the name Glaser in large letters, a relatively unusual name in my country. My wife read it as well and took my hand. In the display window, I saw our reflection superimposed over the tableau, a suitcase going nowhere with my name on it. Silence engulfed us. A moment later, the voices got louder, signaling the group's approach. "I'm not in the mood for this. Let's get out of here," I told my wife, and we hurried out of the room toward the exit. The fresh air did me good. After a while, everyone joined us outside. "Did you see it? The brown suitcase with your name on it?" someone asked. I had been dreading that question, secretly hoping that no one would have noticed the suitcase or read the name. I felt awkward and confused, and just before I attempted an answer, someone else chimed in, "Did you have family here during the war?" I responded reluctantly. "My name? Yes, I saw it too. I have no idea who the suitcase might have belonged to," I lied. More questions followed, but I managed to brush them off. To my relief, the guide cut in and we continued the tour, but my thoughts were with the suitcase. At dinner that evening, the group chattered spiritedly. Under normal circumstances, I would have joined them without a second thought, but that night I was quieter than usual and went up to my room early. As I lay in bed, I couldn't erase the image of the suitcase from my mind. Why had I been so evasive with my friends? Why did I beat about the bush when I knew precisely what to answer? I finally made a decision. The following morning, I was still convinced. It was time to go public with the family secret.
Rosie. Love's Broken Wings. It was early September of 1933, and Boy and I were enjoying a fine Sunday afternoon ambling through the center of Nijmegen. Every now and then, I peered out of the corner of my eye at our reflections in the shop windows. People might have mistaken us for a couple. No big surprise. Boy was 21 and I would be 19 the following week. A longing for love briefly bubbled to the surface. Boy was my chum. We danced together, played tennis, went swimming. But apart from an occasional amorous dally in the countryside, we were just good friends. The honk of a passing car nudged me back to reality. "Rosie, that car's honking at you," Boy said, stopping for a moment. "Oh, is it? Love-struck drivers don't interest me one bit." "The driver looked as if he knew you. Who was it?" "No idea," I said indifferently. "Let's go." We were passing time before we went to the Vereniging later that night, where we had arranged to meet friends to go dancing. I went to the Vereniging at least twice a week. It was a famous spot in Nijmegen, a magnificent building full of chambers, corridors, and bars. The great hall could accommodate 1,600 people, and in the winter it was used for concerts, operas, operettas, revues, and theatrical performances. The foyer was simply splendid. A mahogany dance floor, snug burgundy furniture, and a rotating mirrored ceiling. There was a winter cafe with light music and an excellent dance band in the summer. International cabaret acts performed every other week. As a child, I had often heard my parents talk about the Vereniging and gazed at the building longingly as I crossed Kaiser Karelplein. It seemed so magnificent, a place for grown-ups. You had to be at least 16 to enter, and a member to boot.